studio on the road. We're live at Pamnation headquarters here in Manhattan with Out of System Transfer. It's wonderful to see you guys, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for doing this. We're about to hear 4 of your songs from all across the catalog. What do you feel like doing first today?
This is one from the new record called Deadbolt. It's about knowing your rights and not letting the cops in the front door.
If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. You're not man, but the dog, real dog. You can call in every county in town. Without a piece of paper, it's real sandpaper. You're never gonna kick my door down. Cause ain't it's all an admissible case dismissible. And you're not quite as dumb as you look. See you intimidating, staring at my chin of hair. You're never gonna get me shook. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. Drex and lies and helicopters in the sky. Got a whole thing of shining new toys. But it means rock organs, one strong souls, not afraid of some little boys. Sitting good cop, bad job, tell me you can make it stop and try to get inside of my mind. Yeah, but you're no strings and the dialogue sinks and it's getting right time to decide. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. And even if you say that you got one, then I want to know for who, where, or what. If it's signed by drugs, you can slide in the door. If it's not, you can show it up your butt. You can raise and see as long as you please. If a deadbolt's gonna say locked, you've got no case. I can see it on your face, and if you did, well, then you never would have knocked. But we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. It's like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. Know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. Know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks. I know my rights and my deadbolt's locked. If you don't got a warrant, then you better kick rocks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Small but enthusiastic audience. We love those.
Thank you, man. We'll see what happens here with the trombone, whether or not the police show up at this front door. And luckily, we've got a bunch of experts in our midst about what we can do about that eventuality if that does happen. Man, dude, this sounds great. And speaking of knowing rights and understanding what you are permitted to do in this society, can we talk a little bit about the protest workshops that you guys were doing for a while and what people were learning at those, the kind of knowledge that you were intending to spread during those workshops?
Sure, yeah. That was a workshop that we've been taking around to a couple different colleges and high schools around the country. And we're trying to teach a little bit about the history of protest music and how it's been adapted through different movements over the years. But more importantly, teach it as a living art form that people are still making and changing and creating and adapting as time goes by. And for it to really be a workshop and not a lecture or a class where students produce something, walk out of it with some lyrics, usually some lyrics to a tune they already know. Because that's a lot faster than writing a new song.
So what we do is we teach the form of what's called a zipper song. Well, you zip in whatever issue is important to you, and we get a bunch of middle school, high school, college students, whatever, singing their lyrics that they wrote. And the idea is to empower people and to get them to understand that this is not something from the past. This is something that's happening right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is the case. I got to have a chance to 2 nights ago. I went to see Graham Nash speaking about his music, and someone asked who were any of the artists who are carrying along that message that you were, you're singing For Dead in Ohio, that mattered then, and he came up with Childish Gambino and that song This Is America. I was like, dude, that's very heartwarming to see an 80-year-old dude referencing Childish Gambino, because that was a wonderful statement on what's happening right now. So yes, I mean, I fully agree with the point that wasn't a thing that happened in the 50s and 60s. It's as important now as it ever has been.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you for doing that, and thank you for playing the music here with us today. There's still a lot more of your music to be shared. What do you want to do second today?
Yeah, well, speaking of history and living history and history that's being made today, we're going to do a song about the roots of queer pride and queer liberation. And it's a historical song, but it's also about, you know, the people involved in the Stonewall riots and creating like a personal connection to a historical event. So this song is called June 1969, and it's off of our album Junkyard Golem.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was back in town last Tuesday, rolling down 6th Avenue, and I just happened on your old familiar face. And it had been so goddamn long. You look so healthy, you look so strong. You said, let's go get a drink, I know a place. And I said, you're looking good, and so was the whole damn neighborhood. You leaned forward and you kissed me on the cheek. I said, have you lost your mind? Don't look for something to hide behind. You said, man, those days are gone, these streets are our streets. The last cop to call me faggot got his nose broke on ID. I got a bruise still on my right thigh, I wanna see. And I was so damn proud of you that I thought that I could die. And I'd never seen that bright gleam in your eye. I couldn't help but blurt out loud, and it sure to make me glad to see you lost that wounded look we used to have. And it's June, it's only June, and you're still young at 32. You've got the whole damn summer laid out in front of you. They don't get dark till nearly 9, and they're serving the cheap white wine. So tell him what we all might get up to. Then after more than I could count, we cooled our feet down in the fountain. You were sitting on my lap, rolling the joint. They grabbed me by my curls and said, hey queers, which one's the girl? I said, neither one, you dumb shit, that's the point. He hit me in my temple and I came up splashing stunned. And everything inside told me to run. But instead I bumped it over and I bit him on his ear. And I screamed it out real loud so he could hear. Stand back above 14th Street now before you make me mad, because I've lost that wounded look I used to have. And it's June, it's only June, and we're still young at 32. The New York summer night sky's brilliant midnight blue. My head and teeth be just fine, just a bit more cheap white wine. So tell him what we all might get up to. I had years to learn to take a punch before I learned to give one. There's little I'll forget, still less to be forgiven. But when you think about the past, don't let it make you sad. Just know you've lost that wounded look you used to have. And it's June, it's only June, and you're still young at 32. You've got the whole damn summer laid out in front of you. It don't get dark till nearly 9, and they're serving the cheap white wine. So tell him what we all might get up to. So tell him what we all might get up to.
All right. Thank you. Thanks again for doing this. And we were chatting a little bit offline about who of either of your indie rock contemporaries, your musical contemporaries, or potentially like mega rock stars you think that you could defeat in a fist fight. And I'm wondering if you could share that knowledge one by one, who you think, surprising or not surprising, who you think you could beat in a fight and why.
Well,
So if you guys are listening,
I think that came up because Steve Merritt has a song very similar to the one that we just played. Thematically very similar, musically quite different from the one that we just played. I'm pretty sure I can take him, if nothing else, because he has that loud sense, the loudness sensitivity that I could exploit. Just yell a lot. I think that would distract him.
Yeah. That checks out.
I feel like I could take Jeff Mangum, although I have really no basis for thinking that. It just seems like I could. John Darnielle, I think, would kick my ass though. That guy seems like he keeps in shape. He gets up and runs every day. I don't think I could keep up with that one.
Yeah. Yep. That all checks out. Danielle, John, do you care to weigh in on
If Steve Merritt is listening, I don't actually want to fight you. I actually admire your work quite a lot.
Yes, this was an unfair setup on my part. I apologize to all of you guys because this was not expected anyway. I just thought it would be funny to say that, and I still do.
If Doc Severinson's still alive, he's probably 92, and I could probably knock him over with a trombone.
Well, there really aren't any famous banjolele players. I think Marissa Paternoster could kick my ass if she wanted to.
I think you could take Amanda Palmer, though.
We might be able to set that up, actually.
Yeah, actually, I do think I could defeat Amanda Palmer. Amanda, are you watching? I could.
Again, not that we
fight
want
you.
to, but you could.
I don't want to fight her, but if she wanted to fight me, I would fight her. I think I could kick her ass.
Wonderful answers all the way around. I'm glad that we've gotten that onto the open, and we've settled all of our suspicions about who can take who. And man, this is a lot of fun. We really appreciate your music, and we're only halfway through it right now. What do you feel like doing third today?
We're gonna do a song called Camperdown Elm. I was thinking for a minute, which is about a specific tree in Brooklyn, near where we live. I was thinking a lot, but we write. There's a lot of geography in our songs. I like that we're in Chelsea right now. Our first song, Deadbolt, took place in Hell's Kitchen, just slightly uptown from here. Second song, June 1969, took place in the West Village, just slightly downtown from here. This one takes place across the river in Prospect Park. Doesn't really take place, but it's about a tree that is across the river in Prospect Park. This tree is called the Camperdown Elm. If you've been to Prospect Park, you've probably seen it. It's got a sign. It's got a fence around it. It's pretty well marked.
It's right by the boathouse.
What is noticeable about this tree is that its branches grow in these strange and twisted patterns that are beautiful to behold, that make it the unique wonder that it is, but that also render it utterly incapable of supporting itself.
Same.
Which, by the logic of our twisted society, makes it useless and undeserving of life. But thankfully, thanks to the advocacy of the poet Marianne Moore, the city of New York saw fit to save and support this tree with a series of cables and ropes and beams so it could be enjoyed by future generations. And I think if we could just apply that same thinking to human beings, we would really have something in this city. And this is called the Camperdown Elm. 2, 1, 2, 3. You say you're falling behind, 'cause you're not meeting all the benchmarks in your mind. You gotta wait until you think to really think you should have probably done by this time. You should be out on your own. You should be riding through the wilderness alone. And you can say that you need someone to help you along. But it's gonna be taciturn, still get strong. And you wake up every morning thinking something's wrong. Yeah, I wanna take you to the Camperdown Elm. I wanna show you how it looks when people care. I wanna show you all the cables and ropes that keep us raised high up in the air. I wanna show you that there is no shame. In fact, if anything, it's kind of a pride of place. It's a city's love that keeps it standing tall. Spring after spring and fall after fall. And I can only hope for the same for us all someday. You got the things that you do, and you can really do them all alone, it's true. But can you get it right of something weird and powerful and new? You look straight to the sky. You got to weave your way around and twist and wind. And pictures that you can trace the way the path takes form. Compelling of each time it breaks from the norm. Like the most fantastic song I ever hope to perform, yeah. I wanna take you to the Camperdown Elm. I wanna show you how it looks when people care. I wanna show you all the cables and ropes that keep us raised high up in the air. I wanna show you that there is no shame. In fact, if anything, it's kind of a pride of place. It's a city's love that keeps it standing tall. Spring after spring after fall after fall. And I can only hope for the same for us all someday. And if Brooklyn can care for some twisted old tree, how could you imagine you mean less to me? And to so many others, you lovers and friends, you don't need to stand tall on your own till the end. No, you can falter and stumble and fall as you go. Lean when you need through the wind and the snow. And everyone will know that you're a drowning carrier someday. I wanna take you to the Camperdown Elm. I wanna show you how it looks when people care. I wanna show you all the cables and ropes that keep us raised high up in the air. I wanna show you that there is no shame. In fact, if anything, it's kind of a pride of place. It's a city's love that
So you've got there's shows coming up. There's at least a public show that I know about. You're headed out over to Arizona, and I have coincidentally worn my Most Arizona T-shirt today. I did not do this on purpose,
All
but that's where it was in my laundry cycle. And I know that you guys are headed to Tucson for a show on Saturday. Can you tell us a little bit about what the audience can expect at Groundworks in Tucson this upcoming Saturday?
Yes. So Jesse and I are going to be playing a duo set at Groundworks, Tucson's newest and coolest DIY space, on Saturday, and we'll be joined by my brass band, Funk Rest Brass Band, who will be in town to play one of our members' weddings, which unfortunately is not a public event, of course, but if you are in Tucson and you are vaccinated, or if you have a negative test result and you will wear a mask, you can come see us play in Tucson at Groundworks on Saturday night, and we'll be joined by two local, like, kind of similar folky bands, I think, as well as Funk Rust Brass Band, which, of course, as we all know, is New York City's premier post-apocalyptic disco punk brass band.
Much better than all those other ones.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Are you guys? Are there future plans beyond Arizona, or do you have anything planned there and back, or is it like
It's just
a
a
one-off?
one-off. We're flying out there, but we do have some local shows planned. We'll be playing in New Jersey at the end of January with our friend Joe Billy, and we'll be hosting our friend Black Guy Fox at our house for a living room show here in Brooklyn. At the beginning of February, and then we're working on some tour dates for the spring and summer, including, and this is a very new announcement, you guys are the first to hear it, a tour in Alaska this summer.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. We
Even
got the
John's
exclusive.
John doesn't know. So we just started booking that out, so I'm very excited about that.
Well, congratulations on all of that. It sounds exciting, and travel safely, please, between all those dates. Have a great time in Arizona, and thank you for doing what you're doing here in this living room today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Of course, man. We're very happy to do it, and there still is one more song coming up. What do you feel like doing fourth today?
All right. Well, here's an old song, but it's one that we love playing. If you're listening at home and you know us, you will know it. This song is called "I Shot President McKinley,"
And I'm gonna do it again and again and again and again.
I said I did it for the people, and that's all I ever said. He was a rat bastard, and I'm happy that he's dead. Why didn't he know to put me up to it? Nobody gun it to my head. Said I did it for the people, and that's all I ever said. Well, you tell me for the workers in the mills and in the mines, who did never saw him coming when they hit him from behind. Who had the brave and angry bastards with the balls hold on. I said I did it for the people, but the credit be all mine. He burned up in the Philippines, west from Guam and Puerto Rico, where he laid his war machines. And Virgil, you command me, the last Hawaiian queen. I said I did it for the people, said I said it's what I mean. Said I did it for the people, and that's all I ever said. He was a right bastard, and I'm happy that he's dead. Why didn't he know to put me up to a number to gun to my head? Said I did it for the people, and that's all I ever said. But you tell me one good reason I should have to be ashamed, 'cause I wasn't out for women or for fortune or for fame. Besides, there ain't a man among you could pronounce nothing name. I said I did it for the people, there ain't no one else to blame. I said I did it for the people, and that's all I ever said. He was a right bastard, and I'm happy that he's dead. Why didn't he know to put me up to a number and gun it to my head? Said I did it for the people, and that's all I ever said. Well, they try to make me trust them, then they try to get me scared. They say finger all red and my only promise you'll be spared. But I spat in their eyes, they strap me down in that old electric chair. I said I did it for the people, so fuck you and so there.
Thank you, Paste. and
Excellent.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Tuesday afternoon to everybody, man. This is the coolest place I think that there is in New York right now. Thank you for making this this living room cool for us. We really appreciate it. And travel safely to Arizona. Have a wonderful show.